Hello students, I hope you all are doing good. And in the earlier lecture, we have studied that for a quadratic polynomial, let's say for a quadratic polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c, we have studied that sum of zeros is equal to minus b by a, that is minus the coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. And for product of zeros, it is equal to c by a, right? So this thing you have to remember, and on this basis we'll take up few questions. Let's say if alpha and beta are zeros, if alpha and beta are zeros of polynomial 2x square minus 5x plus 3, find the values of alpha square plus beta square and 1 over 2 alpha plus 1 over 2 beta, and C part alpha by beta plus beta by alpha, right? So we'll solve this. Given that since alpha beta are zeros, देखो हमें ये zeros provided है, तो हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? Sum of zeros क्या होगा? Minus b by a, that is minus the coefficient of x, which is minus 5 over coefficient of x square. So this is 5 over 2. And product of zeros, alpha into beta will be equal to c over a. Constant term is 3 and coefficient of x square is 2. So we will use these two things in the given problems. So first part, alpha square plus beta square. As such, we don't have any value for alpha square plus beta square. So we will use the identity. This can be written as alpha plus beta raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha beta, right? Now substitute the value. This is equal to 5 over 2 raised to power 2 minus 2 times alpha into beta is 3 by 2. If you solve this, it will be 25 over 4 minus 3. So this will be equal to LCM 4, 25 minus 12, which is equal to 13 upon 4, right? So this is the correct answer. Let's say for the second part, 1 over 2 alpha plus 1 over 2 beta. Take the LCM, it will be 2 alpha beta. It will be beta plus alpha. So now we know the value of alpha plus beta. This is 5 upon 2 whole upon 2 times alpha into beta. This is 3 over 2. And if you solve this, this 2 gets cancelled. So what you are left with? You are left with 5 upon 2 whole upon 3. So this will be equal to 5 over 6. So this 2 gets multiplied with 3. So your correct answer is 5 upon 6. Okay. Let's take the third part. So alpha over beta plus beta upon alpha. Take the LCM of these two. It would be beta into alpha. And if you divide this by beta, you'll get alpha square. And from here you get beta square. Same way, we can also use the value from first part. Okay, we have used this. So similar manner you can apply. This can be alpha plus beta raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha beta whole upon beta into alpha. हमने फर्स्ट पार्ट में वैल्यू निकाल ली है इसकी, so this would be 13 over 4 whole upon alpha into beta is how much? It is 3 upon 2. So if you solve this, you will get 13 over 4 multiplied by 2 by 3. So you get answer as 13 by 6, right? I hope this is clear to you. Let's take another question. We are given if alpha and beta are zeros of x square minus x minus x, find the values of First part we have alpha cube plus beta cube. Second part we have alpha 4 plus beta 4. And for the third part we have alpha minus beta. Okay. So what we'll write? We will write since alpha and beta are zeros of given quadratic polynomial, are zeros of given quadratic polynomial. So what you can write? The sum of zeros किसके बराबर होगा? Minus b by a. That is minus the coefficient of x upon x square. So this is basically equals to 1. And what would be the product? Alpha into beta is constant term divided by coefficient of x square, which is equal to minus 6. So you have to use these two values. For the first part, alpha cube plus beta cube. In this particular question, you have to remember the identity that this can also be written as alpha plus beta raised to power 3 minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. So basically this is the learning part. आपको identity याद रखनी है. Now directly substitute the values. Alpha plus beta is 1. So this is 1 raised to power 3 minus 3 times alpha beta, which is equal to minus 6 into 1. So what you'll get? 1 minus minus, this will be plus 18. So your final answer is 19. Right? For the second part, we have to use alpha 4 plus beta 4. So again, using the identity, this will be alpha 4 plus beta 4. This can be written as alpha square plus beta square raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha square beta square. Right? Now, this can be further noted in. देखो इसकी आइडेंटिटी हमने लास्ट क्वेश्चन में की थी. दिस वाज इक्वल टू अल्फा प्लस बीटा रेज टू पावर 2 माइनस 2 अल्फा बीटा, राइट. और इसकी पावर क्या हो जाएगी? 2 minus 2 alpha square beta square can be written as alpha into beta raised to power 2. Now substitute the value for all of them. So alpha plus beta is 1 raised to power 2 minus 2 times alpha beta is minus 6 whole raised to power 2 minus 2 times alpha beta is minus 6 raised to power 2. So this will be 1 plus 12 raised to power 2 minus 2 times 36. So 13 raised to power 2 is 169 and 36 into 2 is 72. And if you subtract these two, you will be getting 9 minus 2. This is equal to 7. This is 9. So your correct answer is 97. Let's do third part. देखो थर्ड पार्ट के लिए हमें वैल्यू निकालनी है अल्फा माइनस बीटा. तो एज सच आपने आइडेंटिटी याद रखनी है दैट अल्फा माइनस बीटा रेज्ड टू पावर 2 is equal to alpha plus beta raised to power 2 minus 4 alpha beta. Okay, this we have to remember. So now we can calculate alpha minus beta raised to power 2. Alpha plus beta कितना था हमारा? Sum. This is 1 raised to power 2 minus 4 into alpha beta कितना था? Minus 6. So 1 plus 24. This is equal to 25. But ये किसकी वैल्यू आई है? स्क्वायर की. But we need to find the value of alpha minus beta. So this will be equal to plus minus square root of 25. So your correct answer is alpha minus beta is equal to plus minus 5. ये आपका करेक्ट आंसर है. क्लियर है जी? चले आगे. चलो. Next question we have, if alpha and beta are zeros of polynomial x square minus k plus 1 into x plus 2 times 2k minus 1 find the value of k, find the value of k if given sum of zeros is half of product of zeros, right? If sum of zeros equals to half of product of zeros. So हम क्या लिखेंगे? सेम वही काम है, since alpha beta are zeros, since alpha beta are zeros, क्या लिख सकते हैं हम? सम की वैल्यू कितनी आएगी? माइनस बी बाय, दैट इज माइनस द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स। देखो एक्स का कोफिशिएंट है माइनस के प्लस सिक्स अपॉन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। यहां से वैल्यू आ गई के प्लस सिक्स, राइट? और प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस अल्फा इंटू बीटा क्या है हमारा? सी बाई, दैट इज टू टाइम टू के माइनस वन अपॉन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। सो ये वैल्यू आ गई। नाउ क्या गिवन है हमें? गिवन दैट अल्फा प्लस बीटा इक्वल्स टू हाफ ऑफ अल्फा बीटा। बस सिंपली वैल्यू पुट करनी है। अल्फा प्लस बीटा इज के प्लस सिक्स इक्वल्स टू हाफ ऑफ टू टाइम्स टू के माइनस वन। टू से टू कैंसिल हो जाएगा, ये आ जाएगा हमारे पास के प्लस सिक्स इक्वल्स टू टू के माइनस वन। कलेक्टिंग के ऑन द लेफ्ट, so it would be k minus 2k equals to minus 1 minus 6 minus k equals to minus 7, or you get k as 7. This is the correct value for k, right? आगे बात समझ? Let's take another question. कहता है if the product of zeros, if the product of zeros of the polynomial ax square minus 6x minus 6 is 4, find the value of a। तो हमें क्या गिवन है कि जो प्रोडक्ट है वो 4 के बराबर है। एंड वी ऑल्सो नो दैट अल्फा इंटू बीटा इज इक्वल टू कॉन्स्टेंट टर्म डिवाइड बाय कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर, राइट? हमें ये पता है, बट अल्फा इंटू बीटा ऑलरेडी गिवन है 4, सो 4 इक्वल्स टू माइनस 6 ओवर ए। सो फ्रॉम हेयर यू गेट ए एज, इनको चेंज किया हमने, दिस वुड बी माइनस 6 ओवर 4, और यू कैन राइट ए एज माइनस 3 ओवर 2, राइट? दिस इज योर करेक्ट आंसर। ठीक है जी, बात समझ आ गई? चलो लेट्स टेक अनदर क्वेश्चन। इफ one of the zeros, if one of the zeros of quadratic polynomial 2x square minus 3x plus p is 3, and find its other zero। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमने क्या करना है, अगर एक जीरो हमारा कितना है 3 है, तो हमें क्या फाइंड आउट करना है? वी नीड टू फाइंड अदर जीरो, ऑल्सो फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ p, फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ p। ठीक है जी, देखो हमें क्या गिवन है कि जो सम ऑफ जीरोस है वो किसके बराबर होता है? माइनस बी बाय ए, दैट इज माइनस द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स अपॉन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। ओके, सो फ्रॉम हियर एक वैल्यू कितनी दे रखी है? 3, सो वी कैन यूज 3 प्लस, लेट्स से another zero is beta, this is equal to 3 over 2, so from here you get beta as 3 by 2 minus 3, which is equal to LCM 3 minus 6, so from here you get beta as minus 3 by 2। एक जीरो हमारा ये आ गया और एक जीरो हमारा 3 आ गया। ऑल्सो हमें क्या पता है कि जो प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस होता है, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस, दिस इज इक्वल टू कांस्टेंट टर्म डिवाइड बाय कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। सो प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस क्या बनेगा, 3 इंटू दूसरा जीरो हमने ये निकाला था, सो दिस इज -3/2. This is equal to constant term which is equal to p upon coefficient of x square, this is equal to 2. So if you solve this, -9/2 equals to p by 2. So that's 2 cancelled. So from here you get p as -9, which is correct answer. Clear है जी? बात समझ आ गई? बहुत easy है polynomials. You just have to make sure आप daily 5-7 question try कर रहे हो and you'll easily sail through the exam and easily score good. Chalo, next question. Let's take another example. We have if alpha and beta are zeros of x square minus 6x plus k and 3 alpha plus 2 beta equals to 20. Find the value of k. Okay, so हम क्या लिखेंगे? Since alpha beta are zeros, we can say sum of zeros is equal to minus the coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So यहाँ से आपकी वैल्यू आ जाएगी alpha plus beta equals to 6. Let this be equation number 1. And also we are provided that 3 alpha plus 2 beta equals to 20. Let this be equation number 2. तो हम क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पे इन दोनों इक्वेशंस को सॉल्व करेंगे. So हमने लिखा from equation 1 alpha can be written as 6 minus beta, and now let this be 3, put equation 3 in 2. So you will get 3 times 6 minus beta plus 2 beta equals to 20. 18 minus 3 beta plus 2 beta equals to 20. Minus beta equals to 20 minus 18. So you get minus beta as 2, or you can write beta as -2. So now we need to find alpha. So now put beta as -2 in equation number 1. So what you'll get? Alpha minus 2 equals 6. So you get alpha as 6 plus 2, which is equal to 8, right? So your correct answer is alpha as 8 and beta as 2, right? Clear? But we were supposed to find the value of k. So what we can write? Now we know that alpha into beta is equal to constant term upon coefficient of x square. So alpha is 8 and beta is -2 equals to k, or you can say k equals to -16. That's your correct answer. Clear है जी? I hope this is clear to you all. चलो जी, next question. If the sum of squares of the zeros of quadratic polynomial, let's say px equals x square minus 8x plus k is 34, find the value of k. Find the value of k. तो यहाँ पे क्या गिवन है? Sum of squares. So वही हमें पता है, हमने मान लिया let alpha and beta be zeros of given polynomial, right? इसके zeros हैं. तो सम ऑफ जीरोस हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? दिस इज इक्वल टू माइनस बी अपॉन ए, माइनस द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स अपॉन कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। सो यहां से इसकी वैल्यू 8 आ जाएगी। अल्फा इंटू बीटा क्या होगा? कांस्टेंट टर्म डिवाइड बाय कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। लेट दिस बी 2। ओके, सो नाउ according to question according to question, what is provided to you? Alpha square plus beta square, बोला है sum of squares of zeros is equal to 34। ठीक है जी। अब मैंने बताया था कि whenever you get alpha square plus beta square you have to use the identity, so this can be written as alpha plus beta raised to power 2 minus 2 alpha beta, right, equals to 34. So you are provided alpha plus beta as 8 raised to power 2. 2 times alpha into beta is k. So this is equal to 34. So 64 minus 2k equals to 34. You can write this as minus 2k equals 34 minus 64, minus 2k equals to minus 30, and k as minus 30 upon minus 2. And if you solve this, what you'll get? You'll be getting k as 15, right? You'll be getting k as 15. Okay, clear? So this is the correct answer. Chalo ji. Let's take another question. If the zeros of polynomial, given है polynomial x square plus px plus q are double in the value to the zeros of 2x square minus 5x minus 3, then find pq। जो इस वाले पॉलिनोमियल के जीरोस हैं वो सेकंड पॉलिनोमियल के डबल है। ठीक है जी। सो हमने क्या माना? सिंपल सा है, हमने फाइंड आउट कर लिया इसके जीरोस। सो लेट्स से 2x square minus 5x minus 3, factorizing this you get 2x square minus 6x plus x minus 3, 2x is common, it would be x minus 3, 1 is common, x minus 3, so it would be 2x plus 1 into x minus 3. So zeros are given by, for zeros 2x plus 1 will be 0 or x minus 3 will be equal to 0. So you get x as minus half and x as 3. क्लियर है? अब जीरोस जो है, zeros of x square plus px plus q, these are double of the zeros. तो पहला जीरो क्या होगा? 2 into minus half and 2 into 3. So first zero will be minus 1 and 6. So ये zeros आ गए, right? Right? Now, sum of zeros. Sum of zeros, this is equal to minus the coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So sum of zeros क्या होगा? Minus 1 plus 6. This will be equal to minus p by 1. So you get 5 equals to minus p, or you can say p equals to minus 5. सेकेंड चीज क्या है कि प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस अल्फा इंटू बीटा क्या होता है? कांस्टेंट टर्म डिवाइड बाय कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर, कोफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स स्क्वायर। So alpha into beta क्या हो गया 1 minus 1 into 6. So this is equal to constant term which is equal to q upon 1. So minus 6 equals to q. So therefore your p is minus 5 and q is minus 6. So these are the correct answers. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. And in the coming videos, I'll be discussing about cubic polynomials, though they are not in the syllabus, but I'll just discuss for your knowledge. And in the upcoming videos, I'll be discussing previous year questions also. So if you find this fruitful, you can just share it with your friends. Thank you and keep studying, keep learning.